So going back to what Dave is saying, over the next 5 years, what are you scaling on energy front?
5 years is a long time.
I mean, energy, China's done an incredible job.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's running circles around us.
China has done an incredible job on solar.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I believe China's production capacity is around 1,500 gigawatts per year of solar.
Yeah, they put in 500 terawatts in the last year. Terawatt hours.
Yeah.
Terawatt hours.
I was like...
500 terawatt hours, to be very specific.
Yeah.
In the last year, 70% of that was solar. Mm-hmm. And they're just scaling. Do you imagine that...
Solar scales.
Do you imagine that the U.S. could make that level of investment and commitment? Because people are worried about their energy bills going up with no data centers in our backyard. How do we provide? I mean, energy is equivalent to cost of living. It's equivalent to health. It's equivalent to clean water. The higher energy production of a country, the higher its GDP. Energy is important. So what do we do to scale that way? Do we do it in solar here?
I think we should scale solar substantially in the U.S. Tesla and SpaceX are scaling solar. And I encourage others to do so as well. Mm. We've basically rebuilt the internet in space with laser links. Mm-hmm. So there's 9,000 satellites up there right now.
Do you think the government's going to be able to handle the kind of licensing of the volume of satellites that you want to put up? I mean, will there be pushback because China's going to put up their own constellations? Europe, who knows whether Europe will ever step up?
They won't.
What's that? They won't. No.
And there's a probability.
Yeah.
Nothing they're doing has success in the set of possible outcomes.
Yeah. Let me ask you,
I just got back from Rome. I don't want to touch that railing.
Success is not on the set of possible outcomes.
No, the chart. The chart
of outcomes, though. They keep
the
it
chart that shows the number of billion-dollar startups in the U.S. versus Europe.
Have you seen that graphically?
Oh my God, it's crazy.
And data centers too. It's actually.
No one was talking about orbital data centers 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Nobody. And then all of a sudden,
Sundire's on it.
You're out with it, and
it's the hot new thing.
And it is. What tipped it? What happened? What happened that every company is now talking about orbital data centers?
I guess it went viral on X.
It did.
I don't know. Is every company talking about it?
Yeah. Everybody's got their own orbital data centers.
Oh, for sure. And I was suggesting to Peter that you updated the math on launch costs and that it's a tipping point very quickly with the updated math.
But Starship's been the cost for, I don't know what you hold.
Well,
is it $100 per kilogram, $10 per kilogram? What do you have Starship at?
Well, it's possible that Elon said that and nobody believed it until now.
No.
You can go back and look at even back when it was Twitter, my old tweets. I said these things many years ago.
$100 or $10 a kilogram?
Yeah, and I said we're going to do 1 million tons a year to orbit. And we've got to get the cost down.
Yeah.
Well below $100 a kilogram.
So that's going to move the data centers to orbit.
We will. You can basically do the math. Like if you've got a fully reusable rocket, which is fully and rapidly reusable like an aircraft, then this is a very difficult thing to do. Obviously, I think it's at the limit of human intelligence to create a fully and rapidly reusable rocket. But it is possible, and we're doing it with Starship.
It's been the holy grail in the aerospace industry forever.
Yeah, quest for the holy grail rocket.
Yeah.
And then
pretty much. Yeah,
it is. I mean, right? Yeah. I mean, the DCX was the first little things that we're trying there, and it's been, back when I was in the space industry, that's all everyone ever spoke about. And then when Falcon 9 first reused its first stage, all the traditional aerospace industries did not believe that even Falcon 9 could fly and reuse.
Literally, you can come see it land at Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
And then take off again.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you would not believe a thing that you can see with your own eyes.
Yeah. Well, they didn't believe you could. They didn't believe you could do it.
The leap from there to the launch costs actually requires more faith than just that. But I think Starship is the launch cost tipping point, and that somewhere in that, before you had Twitter, it became X. Somewhere in that timeline, it went from speculative to no doubt. And I don't know if that's a smooth line or a couple of good launches in between, but I suspect that the data centers in space ties directly to the credibility.
The public is not thinking about orbital data centers. They're thinking about energy and the cost of energy here in their hometown. And sort of there's a lot of doomer conversations out there. The data centers are going to drive the CPI up.
They're not entirely wrong.
Okay, so what's the energy solution here on Earth for the rest of humanity, or the non-AIs?
Oh, there's something other than data center uses of energy. Okay,
right.
That's complex.
Well, the best way to actually increase the energy output per year of the United States or any country is batteries. So the peak power output of the U.S. is around 1.1 terawatts, but the average power usage is only half a terawatt.
Yeah.
So if you just buffer the energy, so charge up the batteries at night, discharge during the day, without incremental capital expenditures, without building new power plants, you can double the energy throughput of the U.S. The energy output per year can double with batteries.
And do we have those batteries in development?
Yeah, Tesla makes them.
Okay, so you think the current Tesla battery packs?
What do you think?
I literally have. I went on stage and presented the thing.
Yeah,
that's the dead giveaway. So I even went to installations of the mega packs, and there's.
So why don't people do this?
It's on the internet.
So, yeah. So do you think
they are? And China, by the way, is like. It seems like China listens to everything I say and does it basically, or at least, or they're just doing it independently. I don't know, but they're certainly making massive battery packs, like really massive battery pack output. They're making vast numbers of electric cars, vast amounts of solar. I don't know. These are all things I said. We should do here.
Fundamentals, sure. When I fly over Santa Monica in LA, when I'm piloting, and I look down, they're like 0 roofs have solar on them. 0 roofs.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not essential to have them on a roof.
Okay, but it's a convenient place to have them.
Yes, but the surface area of roofs is. I'm not saying it shouldn't, but it's. Yeah. Tesla makes a solar roof, which is the only solar roof that isn't ugly. Our solar roof actually looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you want to do solar at scale, you just need more surface area. So we have vast empty deserts.
Sure.
In America, like if you fly from LA to New York or just fly across country, and you look down, for a large portion of the time you look down, it is bleak desert.
Yes.
It looks like Mars, essentially.
We're not worried about overpopulation there.
No, I mean, there's barely a lizard alive in these scorching deserts.
Yep.
It's not like farmland we're talking about. We're just talking about places that look like Mars, like just scorched rock. So if we put solar where we currently have scorched rock, I think this will be a quality of life improvement for the lizards or the few creatures that live in this very difficult environment.
Do we have the distribution network
it's
for
like,
that?
Liz is going to be, thank God, some shade, finally.
Do we have the distribution network to be able to do that?
Yeah, you need to materially affect quality of life. You need to capture and store, a couple hundred gigawatts? Is that in the realistic cards?
You could just put the data center, I guess, locally there.
Well, we already covered data centers.
Yeah. They're in space.
We're talking about, the other...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like in an abundant world 5 years from now, massive amounts of compute, massive, universal high income. I don't know what our
high income,
data...
like universal, you can have whatever you want income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what it amounts to.
But in that world, other than compute energy, how much more energy do we need? Like 30, 40, 50%? Or I don't know, unless we want to move mountains around to make a ski mountain, in the backyard. 'Cause I think the vast majority of energy consumption will go into compute. And then there may be use cases I'm not thinking of, like, right here is a nice case study, because manufacturing every one of these cars coming out at the rate of one every minute or two is less energy than the data center that's training the cars to drive, to self-drive.
Yes.
So that's a good little case study. And we don't need that much more physical energy for abundant happiness. We need more compute energy.
Well, the sun is just generating vast amounts of energy all the time for free that just goes into space. So I think we'll end up trying to capture, I don't know, a millionth of it, like a millionth, a thousandth of the sun's energy. We're currently, I'm not sure the exact number, but we're probably at 1%-ish of Kardashev level 1.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I would guess that's high.
I'm just saying.
We have a long way to go.
That's being optimistic. Like, hopefully we're not 0.1%, but I don't think we're 10%. I'm just trying to get it to an order of magnitude. So pull it like we're roughly 1% of the, currently using 1% of the energy that we could use on Earth.
I think the bottom line from a first principles thinking for the public is there's a lot of energy out there.
A lot.
And we have it in the US, we have it on the planet, and it needs to be captured. And the tech to capture it is here and improving every year.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not going to be some energy crisis. There'll be a large forcing function to harness more energy, but we're not going to run out of it.
Yeah. Let me finish on the longevity point 1 second. Elon, I want to invite you again. So there's a company called Fountain Life that created with Tony Robbins, Bob Hurry, Bill Kapp, and we do a 200 gigabyte upload of you, everything knowable about you, full genome, full all imaging, everything, right? President Bukele and the First Lady came through, called it an amazing 10 out of 10 experience. I think I don't want you to pull a Steve Jobs.
And kick the bucket because of
something they didn't know. I mean, so if you ask yourself,
curable cancer or something,
do you actually know what's going on inside your body right now?
I did an MRI recently and submitted it to Grok, and it didn't. None of the doctors nor Grok found anything wrong.
But that's a fraction of the information, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's your full genome, your microbiome, metabolome, everything, and it's possible.
Don't call me.
What's that?
Don't call me, bro.
We have a center in.
Is that your water bottle?
We have,
God damn it! Too late.
Sorry, it's already in the works.
So, can you go through the rationale of UHI? How does universal high income work?
Okay, so there's going to be more intelligence, digital intelligence, than all human intelligence combined, and more humanoid robots than all humans. And assuming we're in a benign scenario, Star Trek, sort of Roddenberry, not Cameron situation.
Yeah. Poor Jim.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's important to have these sort of
counterpoints.
Yeah. Let's not go in that direction. Thing. The robots are going to just do whatever you want.
All the blue collar labor is being done by robots. All data centers are being built by robots.
The white collar labor will be the first to go, because until you can move atoms, the thing that can be replaced first is anything that involves just digital. Like if it's digital, like if it involves tapping keys on a keyboard and moving a mouse, the computer can do that. The AI can do that.
Sure.
You need the humanoid robots to shape atoms. So if all you're doing is changing bits of information, which is white collar work, that is the first thing that
when
AI
is it gone?
will.
This is the inspirational. This is the inspirational part of the podcast, by the way.
Okay.
When is all white collar work gone? By when?
Well, there's a lot of inertia. So even with AI at its current state, I'd say you're pretty close to being able to replace half of all jobs.
And you know that
white collar jobs, that includes anything like education too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that involves information. And anything short of shaping atoms, AI can do probably half or more of those jobs right now.
Sure.
But there's a lot of inertia. People just keep doing the same thing for quite some time. And there actually has to be a company that makes more use of AI that competes with a company that makes less use of AI, creating a forcing function for increased use of AI.
Right.
Otherwise, the company that still has humans do things that AI can do will still continue to exist. Being a computer used to be a job. So it used to be that a human computer, like a computer. Being a computer was a job. You would compute numbers.
Sure.
It didn't used to be a machine. It used to be a job description.
Yep.
And there, you can look online. There's these pictures of where they're having skyscrapers full
of women copying, mostly women copying from ledger to ledger.
And men too. But people. It was a lot of women, but there were just buildings full of people just at desks doing calculations.
Yeah.
So they'd be calculating the interest in your bank account, or some science experiment or something like that, or what. But if you want calculations done, people would do it. Now, one laptop with a spreadsheet can outperform a skyscraper of several hundred human computers,
right?
Of people doing calculations. Now, if even a few cells in that spreadsheet were done manually, you would not be able to compete with a spreadsheet that was entirely a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What this means is that companies that are entirely AI will demolish companies that are not.
Right.
It won't be a contest.
Agreed.
That's
and
a good analogy.
That flipping.
Yeah, just one cell in that.
Just one. If
I gotta do that.
would you want
home,
even one cell in your spreadsheet to be manually calculated?
Yeah.
That would be the most annoying cell, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And gets it wrong a bunch of the time.
Yeah. Introduces error rate.
Yeah.
So this flippening, if you would.
The flippening.
The quickening.
The flippening.
Are we monetizing hope effectively?
Yes. not at this moment. I think we're at peak doom. For people worried about the future of their jobs, we're at peak doom.
Well, we're gonna do that.
I'll send you the T-shirt.
And the mug.
And the mug. Monetizing hope.
Monetizing hope.
Yes.
The mug.
But you have a solution to this, which is UHI.
Yes, everyone can have whatever they want.
So how does that work? How does UHI work?
It's a good question. We have to figure out some
it's not a
bumpy road.
So my concern isn't the long run. It's the next 3 to 7 years.
Yes, the transition will be bumpy because
we humans don't like
simultaneously. Change. Yes, we'll have radical change, social unrest, and immense prosperity.
And you can buy all the cyber trucks you want.
Things are going to get very cheap.
Yes.
So this is actually, in fact, if this doesn't happen, we'd go bankrupt as a country. So the national debt is enormous.
Yeah.
The interest on the national debt exceeds not just the military budget, but the military budget, I think, plus Medicare or Medicaid, one of the two. It's like 1 point something trillion.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Of interest.
Which is growing.
Yes, and the deficit is growing.
Yes.
But so if we don't have AI and robots, we're all going to go bankrupt, and we're headed for economic doom.
We're going.
There's also competitive pressure from China, so this is definitely going to happen. I guess
we're going back to the theme of this talk: how can AI and exponential tech save America and the world?
Don't you think that?
But I want to hit this because
I was like quite pessimistic about it, and ultimately I decided to be fatalistic, and look on the bright side.
I've got this image of you with
always
the
look on the bright side of life.
You're singing down the yellow brick road.
We're crucified. What bright side?
But this is not about taxation and redistribution.
Yeah.
No, it's.
So how does it work? Reason through it with me.
Listen, by the way, I'm open to ideas here.
Okay.
So it's not like I got this all figured out.
All right. So I'm wondering if instead of universal high income, if it's universal high stuff and services.
Yes.
UHSS. We got to
I guess. Okay, this is my guess for how things play out. And and by the way, this is going to be a bumpy ride, and it's not like I know the answers here. But I have decided to look on the bright side, and I'd like to thank you guys for being an inspiration in this regard.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Happy to help.
Yeah. Because I actually think it is better to be an optimist and wrong than a pessimist and right.
Yes, for sure.
For quality of life.
Yeah. And by the way,
it's also not a force of nature. It's under, to me, it's really clear that we don't have any system right now to make this go well. But AI is a critical part of making it go well. And at some point, Grok is going to be addressing this exact topic that we're talking about. Or it has to be one of the big four AI machines.
I mean, it's coming.
That is dealing with it.
Otherwise, there's no velocity knob, right? There's no on-off switch. It is coming and accelerating.
I call AI and robotics the supersonic tsunami.
Yes.
Which maybe is a little alarming.
You think?
It's good. It's good. Well, because the world needs a wake-up call.
Right? Yeah.
This is important for folks to grok because I don't want to leave people depressed. I want people to understand what's coming. So we're basically demonetizing everything. I mean, labor becomes the cost of CapEx and electricity. AI is basically intelligence available at a de minimis price. So you're able to produce almost anything. Things get down to basic costs of materials and electricity, right? So people can have whatever stuff they want, whatever services they need.
Yes.
It's not, when we say universal high income, it sounds like it's a tax and redistribute, but that's not the case.
I think my best guess for how this will manifest is that prices will drop.
Yeah.
So as the efficiency of production or the provision of services drops, prices will drop. I mean, prices in dollar terms are the ratio between the output of goods and services and the money supply.
Sure.
So if your output of goods and services increases faster than the money supply, you will have deflation, or vice versa. So
it's a good thing we're growing the money supply so quickly then.
Right. Exactly.
Well, luck.
Yes. That's why I came to let's not worry about growing the money supply. It won't matter because the output of goods and services actually will grow faster than the money supply, and I think we'll be in this. And this is a prediction I think some others have made, but I will add to it, which is that I think governments will actually be pushing to increase money supply, like
faster.
Yes, they won't be able to waste the money fast enough, which is saying something for government.
But isn't it crazy how close those timelines just randomly worked out? I mean, at the rate, because we're expanding the national debt. Not because we're anticipating AI. We were going to do that no matter what.
Yes.
And so it's right on the edge of becoming Argentina.
But yeah, it's
right at the time that AI
the productivity is going to improve dramatically, and it is improving dramatically. I think we'll see. I think we may see high double-digit output of goods and services. We have to be a little careful about how economists measure things.
Yes.
GDP sucks isn't measured.
Totally
and yeah. I mean, it's like my favorite joke. I have a few economist jokes that I like, but maybe my favorite one economist joke is two economists are going for a walk in the forest, and they come across a pile of shit. And one economist says, "I'll pay you $100 to eat a pile of shit."
I've heard this one. This is great.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And so the guy takes $100 and eats the shit. Then they keep walking. They come across another pile of shit, and the other guy says, "Okay, I'll give you $100 to eat a pile of shit." So he gives him $100, and then the guys can say, "Wait a second. We both have the same amount of money." and we both ate a pile of shit.
Oh my God. It sounds
it's like but we increased the economy by $200. This is the kind of bullshit you get in economics.
Yeah.
So,
I think the next year alone is going to be almost unfathomable. I think next year is going to feel like the future.
yes.
More than any other year. I mean, the past year or two has been a lot of interesting digital elements, but when we've got, humanoid robots moving around, and we have the cyber cab driving around, and we have, flying cars and drones, it's going to feel like the future. And we're going to have the Jetsons sort of like materializing before us.
Like by the end of next year, I think so.
Yeah, and we have rockets
in 2 years,
flying and landing.
big time.
Yeah,
Like the robot production will scale very there'll be a shitload of robots basically in 2 years.
Is that a defined unit of measure?
It won't be rare.
Yeah.
Wow.
Will you offer any Optimi for home purchase? Will you sell or only lease the robots, do you think?
I don't know yet. There will be initially a scarcity of robots, and then there will be robots will be plentiful. So
Yeah.
the time gap between scarce and plentiful will be only a matter of 5 years.
You know how the
4
Tesla
years.
comes to your driveway now? You just buy it online and it just drives up to you.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
heard of
Will
that.
the robot just come and ring the doorbell too? So
Probably.
it gets out of the Tesla, comes up.
I mean, what I find fascinating, Elon, is the amount of compute that you're building into things that walk out of the factory. The cars and the robots, the amount of distributed inference compute that's going to be in the world.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. And that's one way to scale the AI is distributed edge compute. So
I want to ask a question. I don't want to hit any hot points, but in one early on, I think you imagined OpenAI as a counterbalance for Google.
yeah,
Is XAI now the counterbalance for Google?
yeah, probably. I guess Anthropic is doing some good work, especially in coding. OpenAI has certainly done impressive work. I'm still sort of stuck on like how do you go from a non-profit open source to a profit maximizing closed source. Missing some of the parts in the middle.
No.
But they certainly have done impressive things.
Does anybody else appear on the horizon, or is it these players in China? Can somebody come out
to
of
the
no
best
place?
of my knowledge, it is. My best guess is that it will be XAI and Google will vie for
Will be primacy. Yeah.
Who is what is the best AI, and then at some point it's going to be I guess a competition with China.
Yeah.
Like China's just got a lot of power.
Yes.
Like the electricity. They've like China I think will pass 3 times the U.S. electricity output in 2026. And they will figure out the chips.
They're going to start chip manufacturing, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. They'll figure out the chips.
Yeah.
As it is, there's diminishing returns to the chips at this point. So you go from like so-called like 3 nanometer to 2 nanometer, you don't get a 3 to 2 ratio improvement. You get like a 10% improvement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like it's just diminishing returns on the chip size. And Jensen has said, like, Moore's law is dead. Like it's not like you can just make things smaller and make it better.
Yeah,
because there's a discrete number of atoms.
Yeah,
that's why I think you should just stop talking nanometers and say atoms. How many atoms and what location.
Yeah.
Because this is marketing BS. So that makes it easier for China to catch up, because with the diminishing
everybody has a wall. Everybody has a limitation.
Yeah. It's like still like there's like no one has near-term plans to use the 5000 series ASML machines.
Right.
Those they cost twice as much and can only do half a reticle. And they'll probably have some improvements in the works, but it's basically half the chip for twice as much for a gain that is relatively small.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the point is that that China's going to have more power than anyone else, and probably will have more chips.
It's a great insight, because I think a lot of people are used to the chip wars where I'm running single-threaded code. I need the CPU to double in speed, and I can increase the price, but I need that out in an 18-month cycle time or less. We've been doing that for so long now that nobody can see that it doesn't matter. You can buy Intel, or you can build your own fabs, and you can use them for a much longer period of time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Much longer.
I totally agree. In fact, so like our AI4 chip, which is like relatively primitive at this point, the same fab that makes that, if we apply the AI6 logic design to the fab, which is, it's a nominally 5 nanometer fab, we can easily get an order of magnitude better output in the same fab.
Yeah, and the other thing concurrent with that is that the volume, if you just 50x the number of chips, can you do something useful with it? You used to not be able to. You'd be like, well, now I've got 5 CPUs, but I still have the same single-threaded code. What am I going to do with 5 Excel spreadsheets side by side? Now it's like, no, I can translate that into useful intelligence instantaneously.
Yes, exactly. It's not constrained by humans. It's not a human productivity amplifier. It's an independent productivity generator.
Dead right. So many people have missed this, the importance of this. And this is where China makes far more solar panels than we do. And we're like, well, but they'll never catch up.
Actually, it's a crazy degree.
Crazy degree. If they do that in chips, and you're like, well, but who cares? They're 7 nanometer. Like,
oh no, it's
wrong.
Yes, correct. Yeah. I mean, based on current trends, China will far exceed the rest of the world in AI compute.
So
that's not good.
What happens then? You've got XAI and Google and China Inc. Let's call it that for the moment, and you've got massive amount of ASI level compute that, frankly, the only thing that understands the other ASI level compute is the ASI here. Can they all just play together? Is it Darwinian?
There might be some Darwinian element to it. I mean, let's look on the bright side. Let's look on the bright side of life.
I might bring Grok out to speak to us again.